Math!
Oh, hi there. Do you have a math test this week? You sure do. I'm going to go through every single thing that could possibly be on it. And by possibly, I mean is on it. It all starts with a point. Infinite points become a line. Infinite lines become a plane. Naming a line is simple. Just pick any 2 points on it. For instance, this one would be called AB. Naming a plane, pick any 3 points on it. For instance, this one would be called ABC. There are 2 special kinds of lines. The first is a segment. While a line is never ending, a segment has 2 endpoints, denoting where it stops. The second is a ray. This is kind of an in-betweensy, the line and the segment. It has 1 endpoint, and then 1 end that stretches out forever. Naming a segment is exactly like a line. Naming a ray, however, you must start with the endpoint to denote the direction. So for instance, this one would be AB.
Yeah, bro, but what about angles?
Now you want to know about angles? Okay. Angles consist of 2 rays stretching out from the same endpoint. That endpoint is called the vertex. Naming an angle, you just start at one end, go to the vertex, and then go to the other end. For example, this angle would be called ABC. There are 4 types of angles I want you to think about. The first is acute. This is less than 90 degrees. The second is obtuse. This is more than 90 degrees. The third is a right angle. This is exactly 90 degrees. The last one is a straight angle, which is exactly 180 degrees, or a straight line. 2 angles that add up to 90 degrees are complementary, and 2 angles that add up to a straight angle, or 180 degrees, are supplementary.
What about triangles?
Did somebody say triangles? There are 3 kinds of triangles I want you to focus on. First is an equilateral triangle. All sides and all angles are equal. The second is isosceles triangle. 2 sides and 2 angles are equal. Lastly is a scalene. No sides and no angles are equal. The most important thing to know about a triangle is that all the angles inside of it add up to 180 degrees. When you see a triangle, think of the number 180. If you extend the side of a triangle, you will get what's called an exterior angle. An exterior angle can be useful because it is equal to the sum of the 2 non-adjacent angles. So in this picture, angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to the measurement of angle 3.
Man, I wish I remembered how to find the slope in a linear graph. I really wish I remembered slope-intercept form.
Slicing up deli meat and chatting math. 2 of my favorite things. Let's talk about slope. Y equals mx plus b is the slope-intercept form of an equation. M represents the slope. B represents the y-intercept. The y-intercept is where the graph hits the y-axis. That's the up and down one. Slope represents the rise over the run. That's the value it goes up or down, divided by the value it goes left or right. For example, in this equation, 3 would be the slope, and 6 would be our y-intercept.
I want to know about parallel and perpendicular lines, please.
Parallel lines have the same slope, and they never touch.
Same slope never touches.
For example, both of these lines have a slope of 3/4. Therefore, they're parallel. Perpendicular lines intersect at a right angle, or 90 degrees. Their slopes are negative reciprocals of one another. For example, line A has a slope of 5/3. If we negate it and flip it, we get the slope of line B, negative 3/5.
Negate it and flip it.
I'm sick of this easy stuff. Teach me how to solve a system of linear equations.
Calm down. The first method we could use is elimination. If one of the variables has opposite coefficients, meaning one is negative and one is positive, simply add the 2 equations together, eliminating one of the variables. You're left with a simple algebra problem that you can easily figure out, probably using division. In this case, 2x and negative 2x add together to 0. Therefore, x is eliminated and you can solve for y. The next one is substitution. First, you would solve for one variable. In this case, we solve for y. It equals negative 2x plus 7. Then, we substitute that equation in for y in the other equation. Now we're left with 3x minus 2 times the quantity negative 2x plus 7 equals negative 7. Because there's only one variable, we can solve for that variable, in this case x. Then we can substitute our new x value into the other equation and get the result for y.
That was so helpful.
There it is. All the stuff that's going to be on the math test. If you still have any questions, email me or just come visit me in class. I can meet you before school and definitely meet you after school. My first hour is my prep and my 6th hour is my lunch.
So come get help. Please.
Anyway, I'm going to go enjoy the weekend now. I hope you do well on the math test. Bye!